Hi guys, welcome back to Lunch with Jeremy's, and today we're gonna make something a bit more impromptu. Let's see what we have in the fridge. We have some leftover steak, cherry tomatoes, button mushrooms, and some lettuce. So let's start off with cutting our mushrooms into slices. What I'm kind of thinking right now is to make like a mushroom sauce for our steak. And by the way, the steak I marinated with some onions so it can tenderize the meat itself. So while we're at it, I think we can cut up some of our tomatoes while we're here anyway. I think the tomatoes and the lettuce can be for a salad or something. So it's pretty easy, you can just cut it up. And next up, let's cut that lettuce. Just barbarically tear the fucking lettuce. So after that, you kind of want to make it like bite-sized, so let's just cut it up into sections. Something really simple, not too hard, right? And let's put it into a bowl now so that we can use the cutting board, because it's hella small. I really need a new one, don't I? So for the steak, yeah, as I've said, I marinated, not really marinate, I just put it with onions so that it can tenderize the meat a bit. I read it somewhere, tried it out, it kind of worked. So next, I want to score the fatty side of the meat so that it doesn't curl up when we put it in the pan later. You can do side to side, crisscross, any which way you like. Okay, so next up, let's get a stainless steel pot. You can use a pan, but I only have a pot, so why we want to use this is so that when we're cooking the meat, it can develop a fond at the bottom of the pan. So next up, just get some olive oil, generously slap it on your fucking pot or pan in this case. Not too much, but enough to coat your pan at least. And from here on, I like to sear my fatty side of the meat first, because you can render the fat out and it can actually cook in its own fat. Sounds diabolical, doesn't it? But that is what makes good fucking food. So after you render all the fat, now you can flip it and just listen to that perfection. If you shake it and it doesn't go anywhere, that means it ain't ready, motherfuckers. Now just dump in your onions that you use to tenderize the meat so you don't waste onions. And next we want to put our mushrooms that we cut up into slices into the pot as well. Some people like to cook it separately, but for me, I just like to put it all into one pot so that I don't have so many dishes to fucking wash. And all the flavors just mingle together into the pot so that it has a more rounded taste to it. Well, that's my opinion anyway. I'm not a chef or anything. I never learned traditionally how to cook, so don't take my word for it, okay? But it does look good, doesn't it? Now it's time to flip your steak, and looky here. It's brown, it's beautiful, it's definitely gonna be delicious. Now, of course, more butter. Butter makes everything good. For people who don't know, butter and margarine is totally fucking different, okay? Like, people in Indo like to use margarine and call it butter. That is definitely wrong. Okay guys, just saying. Okay, so now we kind of need to rest our meat so the juices don't go fucking everywhere, you know? You can't beat it all day long, right? I decided that I want omelets on top, so I got like these 2 eggs. Crack it into a glass or a bowl or anything that can facilitate the eggs and mix it. Mix it vigorously so that there's a lot of air coming into it and makes it all smooth and creamy. Okay, so after you're done with that, get your pan and of course butter, just a knob, not too much, depends on your eggs actually. And you might want to lower the heat, like yeah, just nice. And now you can get ready to pour your eggs into the pan. Slowly, gently, you know, you want to cook it in a gentle fire and such. And now to mix it all up, you know, you want to make these like sheets in the eggs so it kind of creates this very nice texture. It's creamy, it's light, and all that. So After this, you can just turn off your heat. So it'll just cook with the residual heat from the pan. And now, let's start cutting our steak, shall we? It rested well enough. Should be like 10 minutes by now. I want to cut it in nice slices, cut against the grain, so when you bite into it, it's very nice, easy to chew. And as you can see, I think this is a medium rare kinda. I think, yeah. This is how I like my steak, so it really depends on you. And to all of you who likes your steak well done, suck a dick. Yes. Okay, now time to plate your beautiful meat on the fucking plate. Cause you gotta put it on a fucking presentation and shit, you know? Be fancy. And as you can see, the eggs are overcooked. Cause fuck, I forgot about it in the pan. So I actually made a sauce from the mushrooms and onions that I put in with the steak last time. I used beef stock and then add a bit of flour so it thickens it, and I added pork. Apparently I added pork from God knows where, but never say no to pork, so And add your greens cause you need those, cause constipation is not a fun thing, legit. So there you go, that's my steak dish with omelette eggs, mushroom sauce, and leafy greens with tomatoes. I don't know what to call it. You'll probably know from the title below, and hope you liked it. And thanks for watching, guys. See you. Bye.